而家好烏眉瞌睡啊，想瞓覺啦。係。
没精打采，昏昏欲睡。
水皮，哇！你真係好渣。
差劲。
屋企。
家。
買餸。
买菜。
Hong Kong is a city that is part of China, but also has a very distinct identity. According to the latest population census, a big part of what makes it stand out is the dialect of Chinese spoken by 96% of the population, Cantonese. China's official dialect is Mandarin, also known as Putonghua. It originated during the late Qing Dynasty in the 17th century. Its pronunciation is based on the core vocabulary spoken by people in northern China. History books say Cantonese originated a century and a half earlier, around 220 AD, after the fall of the Han Dynasty. Some linguists say it retains more ancient Chinese vocabulary. Depending on who you ask, Cantonese has 6 to 9 tones, which involve melodic pitch in distinct ways to say words. Mandarin has only 4 tones. And there are major differences in spoken grammar.
有譬如話個杯水好大杯、好大隻、好大碟啊，個碟餸好大碟，普通話唔可以係咁樣講嘅。
Cantonese is also widely used in local broadcasting. In 2000, Hong Kong broadcaster RTHK produced a series of radio dramas that translated Louis Cha Leung Yong's Chinese literary work, The Deer and the Cauldron, into Cantonese. The audio recordings were read by singer Eason Chan.
武俠天地，鹿鼎記。我都未叫你死，你就想借刀自刎，咁好唔俾面啫。係，隨天尊之罪。
Even the city's name, Hong Kong, comes straight from Cantonese. At the start of British colonial rule, there was no standard way to write the city's name. Government officials did their best to write down the sound of what the locals called it, and their version of Hern Gong, meaning fragrant harbor, started to appear in maritime maps as early as the 1780s. In the early colonial days, education was often funded by village communities and religious missionaries. Later, the government started providing money to build English language skills at elite schools. In 1974, laws were changed to allow government-funded schools to choose their preferred language of instruction. During the same decade, other reforms were also put into place to provide equal rights to people speaking Cantonese and English, including in the judiciary.
譬如話係立法會或者法庭嘅係要用英文審訊嘅，用英文開會嘅，應該就係97之前後咁嗰啲時期，又有母語教學嘅咁嘅政策。喺香港嚟講，嗰個母語教學即係查實係用廣東話嚟到去教學嘅。
Benjamin Ao Yearn studied cross-border students and found out that without Cantonese training in school, a student whose mother tongue was Mandarin was still capable of learning Cantonese naturally.
嗰個主要就係一個 case study 嚟嘅，嗰個細路女喺湖南長沙度出世嘅，後尾就喺深圳嗰度大嘅咁樣，咁落到嚟香港我就即刻去捉住咗佢，每個禮拜同佢去傾下偈啊，或者俾啲圖片佢講句末助詞，我哋嗰啲呢啊、我啊、假啊、啱啊咁呢啲咧，佢係少嘅，後尾先至慢慢會多啲。佢點樣去知道呢個語言喺呢個量詞嗰度？會可以有咁嘅用法咧，冇人會話俾佢聽噶嘛。呢啲上堂唔會去教噶嘛。咁呢個就係從語言學嘅角度咧，就係好有趣啦。
And while promoting Mandarin as a teaching language may still help many pupils from the mainland learn faster, it could make things harder for some Cantonese-speaking students. Some students avoided using Mandarin as much as possible.
其实我们不会以学生在上课的时候是否能用普通话流利的回答问题作为他是否掌握课堂内容的指标，因为很多学生他本身并没有普通话的成长环境，还有在进入普教中班级前，他没有太多学习普通话的机会。所以一般来讲不会用他的语言，用普通话回答问题的语言是否流畅作为他是否能够学习达标的标准。反而是看他回答问题的时候思路是否清晰，即使他的发音不是很准确的话也没有关系。老师可能就会在他发音不准的地方指出，然后请他跟老师一起读一次这样。
Lai Siu-ming from the Education University of Hong Kong started voicing concern about the use of Mandarin as a teaching language in 2010. Frontline teachers are also concerned.
因為我自己係喺香港長大，同埋我自己由小學、中學去到大學都係用粵語㗎嘛，咁始終我未有接受過用普通話學中文嘅過程，可能我喺經驗上面啦，可能個方式上面啦，都未必會咁，如果要同粵語去比較，我未必會咁完善。
我哋會密切留意並適時檢討香港學校中小學普通話科嘅課程，以期同國家標準接軌，進一步優化普通話學習成果評估。
Hong Kongers have voiced concern about a loss of heritage and culture and feared the city could become more like Guangzhou, where Cantonese is spoken by fewer teenagers and children since the promotion of Mandarin as the official language.
因為喺當中就涉及到慢慢咧，就係如果你變咗普通話咧，就係本身廣東包括粵語在內嘅某啲文化咧，慢慢咧係就會消退嘅。
我哋唔可以成日話粵普並重啦，並重唔到㗎嘛。